Okay, so basically tonight we're just talking about, this is our rank up call. We're talking about rank. Rank's important. Sometimes we don't make the focus on it enough. I think because we sometimes think that it's icky to talk so much about rank, because it's not always about the rank, but rank is very important in building a solid foundation and moving your business forward. So Jamie is going to start off and talk to us about her rank up like tips and tricks.
Yes. So this was a thing for me because when I first started, she talked to me about rank, but it wasn't a thing. It was one of those things. And I think that's why it was hard for me, because I was never like mentored. Like, we're if you're wanting to be mentored, like we're trying to mentor you and teach you how to build a business. And I wasn't. I don't know if it was because it was newer here or what the issue was, but it was like, it wasn't that it was taboo, but it was definitely something that I never went through that process with her. And so it was very hard for me, like then to say, because then I had Haley and Tabitha, and Tabitha's just like, they just went. And so there was never like okay, so you need to sign, 3 more coaches. And it was just kind of like bam, 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 bam. And they were there. And so along that process, it's like, Tabitha and I would sit there and be like, we have to have a system. When we bring people in, we got to have a system. And then be like, okay, we need another system because that system isn't working. And, you just start like trying to figure out the tips and things like that of what to do. So leveling up for me, I would say, was easy from the standpoint of it just happened. Like, it wasn't like I felt like I ever had to like super try for it. And I think maybe that sounds really like crazy to you guys, but I was one of the newest people around here. Like, Beachbody wasn't a big thing here whenever I started. So it was kind of like, and I already had that little leg up that I already taught classes. So that being said, that was a big thing. But I would say in talking to the people now, and even talking to some of the other coaches who are actually going through the mentor process, and just my heart, I just feel like, first of all, we have to give ourselves permission to dream big. Like, this is not, I think we tend to think like this is a little side gig. Like, we even talk about it in terms of that. Like, this is my little side gig. And so when you're bringing people in, I'm the first one that's like, well, if you don't want to sell, but we got to think about this. Like, you're making money on this. We have people quitting their jobs. We have people like doing big things. And I think that's huge. And so, give yourself permission to dream big, write down the goals, write down big goals. That was something that I never have done that with my business. Like, I didn't have I kind of was like, well, someday I want to be 5-star, but it wasn't like next year I want to be 5-star, or by this time I would be like, well, I'd like to be 2-star because I want the bonus. But like, it was never anything that I had. I want a beach house, but that's like, in my mind, I was like, that ain't happening. So, it was just something so this is actually a big business. Like, when you talk to, and now I've talked to several people that are, post Advocare. This is network marketing. People who are in network marketing love it because it's a big business. It is one way that you can get financial freedom and not having to go through the ranks and all of that. So that's my first thing, is dream big. Like, write down your goals. If you want to be diamond in a month, then write that down and go for it. And I think, looking at the ladies who just hit diamond and Linda, just putting that out there, like, I just think it's huge to like lay that out and tell somebody. Don't just be like, okay, I think I want to hit diamond by the end of this month. And then, and then don't tell anyone else, because it's not going to happen if you don't put it out to somebody who can maybe help you and help you get there. Also, give yourself permission to succeed. I think we've, and I know Tabitha and I've talked about this multiple times, but financially, you can't put, everything out there without the disclaimer. But also, it's okay to talk about money. It's okay to talk about rank. It's okay to talk about those things. And this is the one business too where I feel, well, network marketing, but you're not given a spot. Like, Tommy joined a roofing company when he was hired on, and like the guy that owned it had 2 sons. They didn't have to put in the work. They literally were given a job. In this industry, you earn what you get. If you put in the work, you're going to get the rewards for it. And I can tell you that, one of those is like, if you're trying to rank up and you're not daily posting social media about your business, about your program, not necessarily saying the name of the program, but they don't see you doing the work, they don't see you eating the food, they don't see you doing the business, then you're not trying to rank up. So if you're telling us that that's what you're trying to do, but you're not consistently showing up every day to those people who you're trying to bring into your life, then they're not going to care. So this is not something that you're given. It does not matter who you signed up with. It doesn't matter who your mentor is. It doesn't matter really any of those things, because if you feel like you signed up with a coach who isn't running with this business, guess what? Go over their head. There is always someone in your upline that is willing to work with you to get you where you want to be, even if it doesn't directly affect them. And there's stories of this. I mean, Carly Sabev, I mean, she's working with not her upline sponsor, but you just go where you need to go. And again, you're not entitled to anything. And so you could have signed up with the top person. Like, that's what, it's so funny. I have people that they're like, well, I thought about signing up, and there was one of them was Amy Silverman, who's one of the top coaches. That doesn't matter who you sign up with, because they're not going to have any more time for you if you're not doing anything than the next person is. So, one of the things, I was just talking to one of my coaches, and I'm like, one of the things we put out there is, if I'm going to work with you, then I'm going to match your workload. So if you're wanting to walk, I'll walk. If you want to run, I'll run. And Keith Callahan says it's, if you're going to do nothing, then I'm going to do nothing. I'm not going to chase people. And I think if you're saying this is what you want, then anyone here will work with you. But you have to say that, and you have to be willing to do those things that get you there. And that was something that, and I feel like I've been consistent. And that's why I think now, like, more people than ever are like, this BOD thing is like a real thing. Like, these programs really work. Like, this is a big deal. Like, the containers. Like, I have more people right now asking me about containers. I was at a Jeep thing the other day, and I had 5 different people ask me about portion containers. And there are people that I'm like, dude, these have been around for like 5 years, but they're like, well, I really heard, I'm thinking, like, I heard that they really work on the macronutrients. And I'm like, okay, well, come on, call me, And so I think it's a big deal, and it is starting to catch on, because people don't have time to go to a gym, bottom line. So be putting it out there, doing the work, and giving yourself permission to succeed. Don't be scared. And along with that, I also think, don't just believe, and this is, again, I have these things written down from like over the last couple weeks, but don't just believe that you're going to succeed, but know you're going to succeed. And I know I talked to Jess about this one day, but I'm like, you can say, I think I can do this, like, or I can do this, but be like, I know I'm going to do this. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. And when you say that to yourself, like, it changes everything. Like, I just think, and I'm looking at Tabitha and, and Carrie and Jess and Linda, and, it's like, you just, I listened when Carlita was one that I know was just kind of like, she's like, I'm never going to, I'm not doing, I don't feel like I'm on fire. And you just put it out there, and it just goes. And it is so true that when people see that you're actually doing something, and they see that train taking off, and they're just like, wait a minute, like, I should be on that train with these people, like that, this is going, like, oh my gosh, when they see that you believe in yourself, and you're like, this is my business, this is not just some side gig, like, I'm kicking ass and taking names, sorry if your kids are listening, but they're going to start seeing that your vibe attracts your tribe. And so if you're building that, it doesn't matter if you're selling washcloths, somebody's going to be like, they're just going to want to be in your presence. And so in order to level up, you have to step that game up. Like, you have to believe, you have to put out the vibe that this is not just something we're sneaking in a team call at 8:00 at night because, we don't want anybody to like really think we're really taking this seriously. Because I'll be honest, when I first started this, everyone's like, oh, it's one of those pyramid things, which we're not, by the but, so you just really, I really think that you have to believe in that. Also, I would say accountability, and that kind of goes hand in hand with finding someone to mentor you. You have to be in accountability. If you're wanting to hit Emerald, honestly, you should hit Emerald. Like, there should not be a hard thing about that. Like, if you say, I want to hit Emerald right now, tomorrow you should be Emerald. Like, there are 2 people in your life that would do it just because they love you. Like, that's the end of the thing. Like, there are 2 people. I don't care if it's your great grandma's sister's cousin. Just be like, dude, these shakes are great. Can you try them? And you just keep bringing people in at that point. But emerald rank is something that you should be able to hit like that. But otherwise, if it's hitting diamond, then you need to be talking to an upline. It doesn't matter if it's not your upline. If your upline's not, maybe they work a full-time job and they don't have time. Call me, call Tabitha, call any of us. Like, somebody will work with them and you to help you get them there. And personal development. I don't care if it's 2 to 3 pages a day. You have to be feeding yourself positivity. When I listen to a podcast in the morning, I am amped. Like, I could go live and I get mad at myself because I'm amped, and then I don't go live, and guess what? 3 hours later, I'm like, I don't even remember what I was amped about. Like, I don't even, because you just know, like, when you're in that moment, you need to go with it. Like, you need to be fire. And that is what, like, so if I spread that out throughout my day, like, I'm shaking. I mean, I have been so busy, but I've listened to more personal development in the shower, in my car, while I'm cleaning my kitchen. Like, I've been listening to Keith Callahan for like the 3rd time. But I just think that personal development is so, so, so important. And especially if you're doing it with someone else. So even if it's not a book that, like, say you're not doing this book, or, the 12-week year or something, but find somebody, just be like, hey, Kate, I want to do the 12-week year. Will you do it with me? And get somebody and do it. That's a great thing to do. But podcasts, anything in the shower, listening to books, even if you don't have time to take notes, just like listen to them, because you'll be like, get out of the shower. You'll be like, I'm ready to go. Like, give me 3 energized and let's go. And I talked about that, but just doing the work daily. Again, like, I just think I see people all the time. They say, I just can't seem to get anybody interested. And I'm like, I can scroll their Facebook and I can be like, well, I know why. Because literally, I know why when I'm not signing coaches, it's because I'm not putting the business in front of them. Like, I'm selling programs like a Mad Dog, but it's because, like, I'm the type of person where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do business posts. And then there's nothing. And so that's when, like, you listen to personal development, you're like, yes, join me, and you get into that. Like, I have been working on one for way too long because I'm in, like, real estate mindset, and that isn't the same thing. And so it's like, I'm trying to, like, transition into that, but it is hard. And I know, so if you have a hard time crafting a business post, reach out. Like, we can help. I mean, we can help. I can go back to, like, posts from however long ago and help you get a post that is going to bring people in. But if you're putting out there, I did this workout or I did this business, and you're not saying at the end how they can get in touch with you and join you, then that post is really for nothing, because they don't know, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, this sounds awesome, but like, now hiring, now what, whatever it is that you can do. And get out of your own way. And if you're somebody that's trying to build and you feel like you're just bringing people in that aren't there, you just keep recruiting and keep recruiting and keep recruiting. I joke around because, like, when people say, like, they can't hit diamond, and I've been doing this for over 5 years, and Tabitha just shy of that. And it was kind of like, we kind of have grown together. But at the same time, like, she's a lot like me in the sense that, I mean, I'm going to help you, but I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. And so it's like, I got to diamond, Tabitha got to diamond. So I was 1 star, and I already hit Haley. She's made me 2 star. I opened my second business center, got my second business center to diamond. Tommy could be diamond, but I'm trying to, like, hit volume. So I'm not making him a diamond, because and I should, but it doesn't matter to me. 2 and 3. That doesn't mean rank doesn't matter, but I'm saying, like, 2 star is your bonusing. That is where you want to hit. Like, 2 star is important. When you hit diamond and get a 1 star, you want to get to 2 star, because that's when you start getting bonuses, like $1,000 for a 2 star extra every quarter. And so you want to get to that. But, like, right now, Tommy's on my strong leg. Long story short, I'm trying to build the volume on my weak leg. But it's like, so, like, I'm going to sign Brady up. I've been waiting because I'm trying to make sure that I can but I want Brady on my weak side, but I need to get Tommy to diamond. But anyway, my whole point being is I'm just going to keep going. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to find leaders, but if they're not where you were, you can't make them build. You can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do, because at the end of the day, you can't want it more than they do. And that is in anything in this business. That's in their fitness. That's in their nutrition. I mean, you can tell people, yeah, well, you should eat this, but if you see a Dairy Queen, obviously they're not. I mean, me, like, I have not been behaving nutrition-wise. Like I say, I think I sprained my liver this last weekend. But, I do think, and somewhere my coach should be lecturing me about this, but she's not. So, but I just think you just have to keep feeding into the people that are there and listening. And don't forget about the sleeping giants. And I liked when Keith brought that up in the book, because the sleeping giants are those people that you see and you're like, they're going to do it. They just don't know they're going to do it yet. Like, that's the people that I keep, like, there are people in this and I'm like, do you want to go? They're like, no, I'm not. No, I just don't know. Okay. And then they're still there, but I'm just like, but they will at some point catch on. And so just keep feeding them. If you believe in somebody, we know what leaders look like at this point. If you've been in this very long at all, you know who the people are that show up and you know what they're going to do. And just feed them constantly, because one of these days they're going to, and when they do, it's going to be like flames and you're just going to be like smoking. And so, and it's great. It's great. Like, it makes me so happy to see like Tabitha and all of you just kicking butt. Like, it's amazing. And it's done great things for everybody, because I think everybody can see like this can be done, and it can be done because simply just putting it out there that you can do it, setting that goal and crushing it. So I think that's all I have. Do the work.
That was awesome. You nailed it. Everything. A couple things I was thinking while you were talking. You said, so a few things I want to just branch off of what Jamie said, because I just have some thoughts on those and to share. But I remember about the side hustle, side gig thing. Okay. So I remember feeling that way because people don't take you serious. They just don't. They don't think that this is a real thing. They think it's another MLM that's gonna end, that is blah, 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 and whatever they have in their mind. So in my mind, because whatever we think, right, about what we're thinking, about what they're thinking, makes us, is going to trickle down, and it's going to impact our daily tasks. It's going to impact the way we build our business. It's going to impact who we get in front of, and if we let ourselves become successful. So with that mindset, I felt like, okay, I needed to kind of tiptoe around this, right? Because no one's going to really get it because I haven't quit my job or I haven't done X, Y, or Z. And that's when you start the comparison game, which you've got to stop, because we all build our businesses differently. We all build, some build it faster, some build it slower. And when I look at other people, and Christina Solon said this on a call I listened to the other day, she said, it's so easy to compare yourself, but you don't know how hard somebody worked to get to where they were. You don't know if they're working 40 hours a week. We think, oh, she just earned it easy, or she knew a lot of people. She had a big market. And sometimes that's the case, but a lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's people putting in the work, because we know this isn't easy. We know that because everybody would be doing it if it was that easy. And so, you got to put the work in. But so when I changed my mindset and I started to realize that this was a big business and that this would be the thing that would give me financial freedom, because the job I had wasn't going to do it. The job I had was going to help me to create finances, and I could pay my bills. But I mean, let's face it, we'd like to do more than just pay our bills, right? And save a little bit. We'd actually like to do fun things, and we'd actually be able to work from home and whatever. And so, anyway, so to branch onto that, and then I might think of some things else that Jamie said that I wanted to branch on, but I want you guys to think about something about rank is so we've all had the light bulb moment, I think, in whether it's you're a new coach. We've had a light bulb moment at some point, whether you were at a live event or whatever it was, something sparked your brain. That's why you're here. That made you think, okay, I want to build this business, or maybe I could do this, or maybe I could actually do that thing that I have in my mind that I never thought I could, or since she did it, I could do it, or whatever. So maybe you want to build a business like I have. Maybe that's what you want, or maybe because you tend to I tend to be drawn to the people that I like my mentors, people that I look up to that have created something that I want, right? Don't we look up to them because we respect them because they've put in the work? And so back to what Jamie had said, I think too, like, I have to earn my coaches' respect. They have to, when I sign coaches, they're not just going to typically, right? They're not going to just be like, okay, I'm going all in. I'm going to do all this stuff because she's telling me to do it. Unless that's your personality. That's my personality. That's Jamie's personality. Jamie doesn't have to tell me what to do, and I'm going to just do it anyways. And that's Carrie's personality. But that's not everybody's personality. Those are like one in I don't know how many. And so, and I'm like really been diving into this personality thing because we are also different and we are motivated in different ways. And so even though you have a coach, let's say you sign a coach, or let's say you're emerald and you're thinking about going diamond. It's in your brain that you want to go diamond, and you know that it's a thing, and you know that girls are doing it on our team, so you can totally do it, right? But you are thinking that people that I have don't want to do this. The people that I have, I can't find people that actually want to work like I do. Well, let me tell you, like, it is hard sometimes to find people who want to build a big business like you, because it takes time to earn their trust and to gain their respect. But a lot of people, and this is what I found, because Jamie and I have had this conversation so many times, it's like, she's like, yeah, but we didn't have a training. Yeah, but we didn't have systems, but we didn't need that. And so we sort of ran our business that way for a while, right? Because we felt like if we ran calls and we put it into the universe, into our team page is what I mean when I say that, and we offered this and we offered that and whatever, people would just jump. Right? And people would go and it would be whatever. But what we found was that you actually have to treat people, like Jamie said, feed people, believe in them before they believe in themselves, put that belief. And right now I'm working with Linda Frickovich, who is absolutely amazing. And she's pushing to diamond, and she will reach diamond by summit. I have no doubt about it. That's her goal. And we're going to get there. Like, we're going to get there together because we're working together, because we're holding each other accountable, because I'm encouraging her to do things that are way out of her comfort zone, and that are a little scary, but she's getting really good at it. And it's becoming, you can see the transition. It's becoming like that is just not, she's just going to do it. Like she just knows that she wants it because there's the fire. And so a lot of times you have to create that fire. And it's the same thing with your challengers. I've had people, and Jamie, and we can all say this, who have sold challenge packs. You've sold challenge packs that people don't do anything with it, right? They buy it, they don't do anything with it. And then you're thinking you failed them. Like, I sometimes take on the responsibility. Okay, I failed them. I must not have checked in with them enough. Or maybe I didn't do this because I can't be everything to everyone. So I'm trying my best to do all the things. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of times it was timing. So that's why discount coaches become working coaches when they finally see other leaders on the team, when they finally see the community. And so sometimes it takes a lot of time for people to come around, but when you're there for them, no matter what, because relationships are the glue of this business. And if you haven't figured that out, then you will figure that out as you build this business, that it's not about recruiting, because you know how many leaders it takes to build a 6-figure business? 5 leaders to build a 6-figure business. And you know what? I found my 5, and it took me almost 5 years. And that's okay. And they're like my closest friends. And so, and I'm working to work with even more people on our team. I'm only one person, so I'm trying to work with people and get them where they want to be, rank wise. And so that's why it's so important that you guys put it in your mind, because the only reason, and we say this about everything about this business and fitness, the only reason coaches won't do what their potential is to do is because of their confidence or their lack in this business, their lack of belief in this business. Because sometimes there just is that lack of belief. But when you see somebody else and here's what I hope that we hope that you guys see is that, you know, when you see somebody else do it, right? When I signed up, I saw Jamie was doing it. I saw her upline was doing it. And then I started to meet these people at live events that were doing it, and they were like crushing it, and they were retiring from their job at like 32 years of age. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And so if you want to go, you know, Emerald, then there's the decision to do that. And you should go there, and you should talk to your coach, and you should run with it, and you should have a shake and share and get in front of people and whatever it is, right? And if you're going to Diamond, then you need to map that out. And you just need to know that. And that's why we talk about Star Diamond, and we need to talk more about it, because I think sometimes we put the focus on like Success Club, which I'm like, that's a whole nother thing I don't even want to get into, but I just don't like to even put the focus on that anymore, because it's not important. Because if you're doing the tasks and you want to get to a certain rank, because your business really starts at Diamond. And Jessica said that the other day. She said, like, I don't know who said that, maybe Christina, but Jessica said the other day, we were talking, and she's like, you know, I think it was Christina. She said, Christina was right. Your business really does start at Diamond, because it just does. That's when you really have the foundation. That's when you might have a couple leaders. That's when you might just start to have that confidence, because I did this. So that's why it's important to hit rank, because when you hit Emerald rank, you're like, wow, okay, I did it. I hit Emerald. So now I'm in this like Emerald club, which doesn't matter. It's not a club, but it's the confidence like in your brain that you did it. So now we're going to move forward, right? Because you have the confidence, and you're going to recreate what you did. And then that's when you're putting it into the universe and into your brain and mapping out your roadmap of Diamond. And like Jessica's doing with, has a super solid foundation as Diamond. Like she's solid. Like she ain't going nowhere as a Diamond. Like there's no doubt about it. Because she's built it, and she's built relationships, and she's built amazing connections and relationships with her people, and she's spent the time on them. She's not focused on Success Club 20. Doesn't matter. It won't build your business any faster. She's focusing on the relationships in her downline, and she's creating multiple downlines in her downline, because she's finding the people like her, which it takes time, but she's finding the people like her that wants to build a business. And guess what she's doing? She's becoming a leader that like sees herself as that finally. And it took me a while, because I think that's part of the problem. You're like, Diamond, we put it on a pedestal, and it's up here, and it's like hard to reach, and it's not, because it's 8 people, you know, it's 8 people and then a couple extras, and you can get around all that. So a lot of it is simply just getting over that hill of the idea of it. And the same thing, once you get there, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to teach your downline and your coaches how to get over that hill. It's just like with exercise. I don't have the time. They don't have the money. Like we did a shake and share yesterday. I did it with Kristen Hawker, and there was someone there, and she didn't have the money, and she didn't have the time, but her nails were freshly done, and all these things, you know, and in my mind, I'm just like trying to bite my tongue, because it's like, if you could only get them to see, and that's a lot of the frustration sometimes, is like, I've said it so many times with coaches. It's like, if I could just get them to see their potential, like this person's amazing. They have an amazing story. They have so much to share. They're inspiring people, whatever the case is. And I think that they're just gold, and they could build a badass business, but they're in their own way, and they're scared, and they're fearful, and they're whatever, because of X, like Jamie said, it's because, you know, not that they use their upline as an excuse, but it's like, okay, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or we put things when, guess what? I knew that I had to build this business if I wanted to stay home with my kids, because I knew that in order to stay home, I had to do this. And I wanted to do it because it has become such a passion, and it's such a fun thing. And then when I can help y'all do it, it's like really fun when we can just do this, and it's a trickle down effect.
Hey, and let me add into that, because yes. I think what you just said, and I think it goes along, but just to remind you, like, tells you, like, you talk about your mentor and your upline, but like Christina is she's really good, and she wasn't, I'm not saying she wasn't good then, she's better now, but when I started, like, we didn't get trainings. I mean, that's why it was so hard. I mean, I didn't offer Tabitha anything phenomenal, because I didn't have anything to give. I was like, well, dude, I just like invited and I signed some coaches and they're doing challenge groups. I hit Success Club 10, like just do that. And that was, I mean, that was it. And so you can't use that as a thing. And also don't take, and you said this a minute ago, and I just want to go on that, is 80% to 90% of your team are going to be discount coaches. Don't forget about those people that just want shakes. I mean, you need to develop leaders, and yes, but to rank up to diamond, you don't need everybody to build. It doesn't have to be somebody who wants to run that business with you, because I would tell you right now, like I would say probably 90% of my team or more are discount coaches. Some may dabble, but that's what they are. They're just the people who want the shakes and stuff at discount. And so make sure you don't discount the discounts. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I mean, those people, a lot of those people that I've signed from the get-go, they're still with me. They're my lifers. They're the people that are raving fans of the product. And I mean, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but you know, they like me. They want to stay with me. They want to stay with our team because they love the community and they love our groups and they love what we do, and it motivates them and inspires them. And so you're going to find people and you're going to change their life, and you're not going to maybe feel like you did. You're not going to really maybe feel like, okay, you helped them with this and that and this and that. But it's a huge impact. Like it's so, so incredible, like what you can do to impact somebody's life. So let me think. I have a few notes here. But one thing is to really just like stay in your own lane. Just stay in your lane, focus on your vision and your goal. And we talk about vision, but if you don't, like, if it's not burning inside of you to the core, and don't overthink it, because if you're sitting here thinking, okay, nothing's burning inside of me, that's okay. It may start to develop once you, like, I didn't have the same fire in my belly when I started as I do now. I mean, I had the energy and I had the fire and I put it into people, but this fire that I have now is like on a whole nother level. And it's because I've moved forward in my business. It's because I did the work. I was consistent. I believed in myself and overcame a lot of those obstacles in my own brain that told me that, like, this was hard, or is this worth it? Or am I really going to make money at this? Because that's a lot of people. Like, I know that that's a lot of fears. Plus, I think a lot of husbands fears, like with, you know, I feel like a lot of coaches struggle with some of that too. It's like, you know, their husband just doesn't quite see it. And that's okay, because they're going to come around when you start like having like those paychecks and stuff. And so you just have to like, and another question you can ask yourself as far as rank goes, and it's not always about money, but this is a business. And I used to apologize. I think I used to feel like, and Jessica Servai could speak on this, I think too, because she used to feel almost, like icky about making this a business. You know what I mean? And I think, again, it's the MLM thing. It's the fact that everybody slathers like all this MLM stuff on your Facebook feed. And then we feel like we're going to be in that category or whatever. Anyhow, but like, I don't apologize anymore about my business, and people take it seriously. And I do take it serious because I had a goal amount in my mind. Okay, what did I need to make per week in order to quit my job? So in order to take this business seriously and really treat it like a business, I want you to think in your mind what that number is. And it's kind of like asking somebody like, okay, how much weight would you want to lose? Like, and if I told you right now and you had to speak aloud in front of all these people, I'm not going to do that. But if I told you, you have to tell me how much weight you want to lose, would you say a lower number because you don't believe in yourself enough to reach that, right? So you're thinking, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds, but I'm not going to say 50 because like that would be really big and like I probably can't do that, or whatever the case is. So you're going to just say 20, right? Or same thing with income. Like you're going to say, okay, maybe $100 a week would be helpful. But no, like what about $1,000 a week? Like, would that change your life? If you were making $1,000 a week, would that like impact your family? What would it do for your family, for your future, yes, Kate, I love it. See, look at Kate putting it out into the universe. And you totally will. And I got your message. I was at summer softball game, and I'm so proud of you because you said 9. right? 9 pounds. She's lost 9 pounds in how many days? Since 20. So we'll do it. Sorry, you're muted. You can type it or you can unmute yourself. I can't hear you. Oh, this week. See, it's so amazing. 7 days of just like consistent like tasks of reaching for the goal. Like, it's awesome. And then when you take it, it's just, that's why you can always compare this business with your fitness. It's like you knock out, you crush a goal, and then you move on. You crush a goal, you celebrate, and you move on. So same thing with rank. It's like, you're going to go emerald. And if you want to do it, if it's the fire's there and you want to do it, then you need to link arms with your upline and you need to run, or link arms with me or whoever. And we're going to do this. And I'm honestly doing a lot of one-on-one stuff with my coaches, and I'm encouraging them to implement what we call the diamond track, which I pretty much stole from Jackie Hart because she's given me a lot of this training stuff. And I'm going to be working with some of you. I'm working with Linda right now. We did it with Carlita and she went diamond. And Linda's going to go diamond, and then I'm going to be progressing and helping each person. So we're trying to do a lot of one-on-one stuff because it's huge. It's huge what you can do when you work together with somebody, when I can, and I don't always know the answers, but I can help you do what I've done, and we can brainstorm together and we can mastermind and we can see, okay, what works, and let's throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. Let's write our list. Let's consistently be reaching out, be following up and adding to our list. And again, it's the simplest thing to build this business. It's absolutely so simple that we make it hard. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, I think. Let me look really quick. But I want you to think about that number. I want you to think about, because even if in 5 years, I just want to ask you, if in 5 years you're making $1,000 a week, are you going to be like just completely blown away by your hard work and dedication if it takes you 5 years to do that? It took me 5 years to do that. And it hasn't been quite 5 years. And I worked I worked full time while I did it. So I just want you to know what's possible. I want you guys to understand the possibility of this business and what it can do if you take it seriously, and what you have in your hands, because it's like the best business in the world. And I could go on and on about that in another call, but really to strategize, and this is what we're doing with the Diamond Roadmap. This is what I've done the Diamond Roadmap with 2 people this week, just basically Emerald coaches who are either Emerald or have a few others outside of Emerald. And just looking at that, because when you draw it out, and Christina had us do this at her training, when you draw it out and you see that you literally need to fill 4, like here's you, and here's 4 people on each side of you, okay? You've got to put names in each of these spots. That's 8 people. Yeah, Jamie's got it right there. So like when you just fill, and we have it probably in our file section in our team page. I found a file in the Diamond Leadership the other day. It didn't look quite like that, but the same gist. You could draw it out on paper too. But when you start to map that out and you start to think about your dream team, and okay, because your top 10 typically in your mind right now, if you have a top 10 and say there's 2 people that are on the fence, you really want them to join your team, and they're amazing because they need this opportunity and they need the income, and you think they would crush it or whatever the case is, or you just think that they would love to be a part of the community or the business or fitness or whatever. They're probably going to be 2 of those people are probably in your top 10, and they will probably be with you. Like and I love what Christina said about how like the people to build a diamond team are in your backyard. Like it's not people over in like another state. It's not you reaching out to network market with all these people in other states. Like, yes, that's a great way to try to meet people, but it's a lot of times just people that are around you that don't understand what you're doing. They don't get it. They don't know that we have like the most amazing community. They don't know that they could make a full-time income. They don't know that they could whatever. They don't know. They're uneducated. And that's why we educate them with the products. They're uneducated with the products, right? That's why we're always not fighting, but like we're always trying to talk about not all the other products, but we're trying to like help them to see why ours is superior to theirs, not to compare, but you know what I mean. Okay, that's all, I think. Sorry.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. Well, I looked at Jessica and like I saw her like turning around and I'm thinking, how long have I been talking? Like
She's coughing.
no.
She's sticky.
She's looking at
Because my kids are rotten. That's why.
they're rotten.
I have one of those on the couch, but he's 20. So
You've been saying that since I started coaching, Jamie. I'm just saying.
come here, Caleb. Let me show you these people. This is one I would take. You want someone to say hi to my friends? This is my friend CJ's kid, Caleb. Say hi.
Hi, Caleb.
I'm gonna adopt him so I can start over. Try again. Do over. Brady's got to work in the morning, so he's on there laying down. He's exhausted. It's been
Does anybody have any questions though, or anything they want to say before we jump off? I'll post the recording. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else to add.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. I feel like, the one-on-ones are important. And so, and that diamond roadmap, it should be, I was just looking, I think I posted, it's in the learning section, and I believe it is under We Are Coaches.
Okay.
It's We Are Coaches, and it's your team. Yeah, it's all the pink things, and it's under the learning section, but I think it's all the way at the bottom because I started going through. But if it's not in there, yeah, it's here, Emerald. And so, yeah, it's in there. So if you want, you can print that out, but you can write it out like however you want. And you don't have to, but it's fun to do it. I thought it was great to see, have Christina, like walk through that with everybody, just kind of like their own diamond, because even if it's not somebody that you, like, I can tell you my top 10, I'm still trying to convince some of them, maybe someday.
Yeah.
And this is like a random side note, but I know I've been trying to go to like voice clips and a third-party tool, like with my invites, and I found the new Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology Challenge Pack promo. So there's a new one that talks about everything without the containers. It was like just put out 3 months ago. I posted it in the team page, but I couldn't add it as a file, I think because I wasn't on my computer. So maybe I need to try to add it as a file and actually get on the computer. But I did post it the other day because I'm like, I've been looking for this forever. And it's really nice to have those short little videos to share with people. And that's actually what I shared at Cora's Shake and Share yesterday, like just a little 3-minute video. So that is in the team page, and I'll try to like upload it. But the file section has lots of good stuff in it. I think we forget about.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We need to take a picture too before everybody gets off.
Jessica, I think you should do a team call on Shake and Shares. Just saying, at some point.
Sure. Let me get rid of all this sinus junk.
Not like it's just sometime, not soon. Just
for
sure. I would be glad to.
You have that smelly cat, smelly cat. That sexy voice, the Phoebe sexy voice.
Yes, I do. It's not.
You want to sing? You want to sing a rendition of Smelly Cat for us?
I could try.
Give the girl the mic. Okay, let's take a picture. I got my light on here. Ready? 1. Oh, I hate when I can't see. Okay, 1, 2. I got it. Oh, wait, no. I cut off Robin's head. Sorry, Robin. Not trying to cut your head off. We're doing it. 1, 2, 3. All right.
I know it's hard to do.
I suck at this. Tabitha, you take it. I suck at pictures.
No, I'm not good, but I'll try. Ready? Hold on. Okay. Yes, I nailed it.
I'm like, where do we look?
Okay, great.
Oh,
I
tried,
just
and
walked
this is
in
what
and was
happened.
like, what are you guys doing?
I suck at it.
All right. Have a good night, you guys. Good to see you all.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.